And from beautiful Myrtle Beach, where the athletes of Group 2 take on their first event, the loading race.
Yes, and this is what they face, Danny. 5 implements. And they start with 2 piles of logs, go onto an anvil, and then 2 oddly shaped sacks. And it's not so much the weights of these as the sand itself that really saps your energy.
Representing the United States, Thomas Evans.
Well, let's begin with an American, a debutante no less. Thomas Evans
Great Britain,
up against,
Luke
well, a real
Stoltman.
veteran from Scotland, one of the legendary Stoltman brothers,
representing Ukraine, Oleksii
and
Novikov.
another legend, the 2020 World's Strongest Man, sporting a new look, Novikov.
Ready? On the whistle.
Well, the unknown quantity here is Tom Evans, the American on the far side. We certainly know Oleksii Novikov is a brilliant loader. And Luke Stoltman's done his homework, and it's Evans at the moment, the former guard for Richmond. Now a strength and conditioning coach who was in third, but Luke Stoltman's made a meal of that.
Yeah, I think the dog ate his homework, to be honest, but look, Novikov makes easy work of the heaviest implement, the anvil, that he's straight back to the sack. Evans right behind him. Stoltman has some catching up to do.
Well, he mustn't panic now, Stoltman. Has burned too much energy sprinting back. But then again, he's not found himself in a good place right now. Novikov's onto the final sack.
Novikov, such power, but always with the speed. He's manhandling this sack now. Has to take his hands off once it's on the platform. And that's it, he's done it. And Evans doing very well up against the very experienced Stoltman, who finds a little bit of space on the side. Very good at packing the car, that guy.
Just over a minute then for Stoltman. I think just under a minute for Evans.
78 seconds with 5 objects.
Disappointing for Luke Stoltman. 1 minute, 2 seconds, 0.78.
Yeah, he must have lost at least 10 seconds.
57.40. Let's hear it for Thomas
A decent showing
Evans.
for the American.
Well, in his first World's Strongest Man, he actually was on the roster of the Green Bay Packers.
With a time of 52.15
our leaders so far.
Give it up for Oleksii,
the Ukrainian, Oleksii Novikov.
The man with the pedigree delivers, that's for sure. Very awkward, this round sack, if you like. Actually slightly heavier than the last one. Finds it no problem, though. He's got a good wingspan for one of the shorter athletes.
Fadi El Masri.
Well, it's the first time we've seen El Masri at World's Strongest Man, 6'6",
Britain, Gavin
and then
Bilton.
same size, Gavin Bilton.
Representing
Welsh
Iceland,
bull.
Kristján Haraldsson.
And Kristján Haraldsson, also a debutant.
Yeah, not just a debutant, just
On the whistle.
7 days ago he was working in a fish factory in Iceland when he got the call up here.
It's like jury duty, isn't it? You never know when you're going to get that call.
Our African star, Iron Bibi, came out here and I'm afraid is injured, so up came the call for this young man, Haraldsson, who is Iceland's strongest man, I might add.
Doing very, very well as well. In this heat, with that sand underfoot, moves on to the anvil. Light work of that. Bilton waddling it to the platform.
That's where the height helps. The 2 6'6" men finding that bit easy, but they're struggling. The weight really sinking into this soft sand as Haraldsson is pulling off a blinder here. Could he beat the 52 seconds of Novikov?
Well, it's down to this. It's going to be very tight indeed. I don't think he's going to manage it.
I'm going.
Oh!
Shifts it on, just misses that target, but 54.58 is a great showing.
I think he's in second place. Here comes Bilton. 62 seconds is what Stoltman did. Wow. Time still ticking away. I think Fadi's going to run short here.
It's a shame for El Masri.
Show your appreciation from Fadi El Masri.
Well, he managed 4 objects in 49.57. Didn't complete the course, of
Let's
course.
hear it for Gavin Bilton.
Yeah, first ever Lebanese competitor. You've got to say well done to him. And Big Gav then, just behind Luke in 5th.
Let's hear it for Kristján Haraldsson.
Well, what a showing. First time here. Second place in the first event, 54.58. He's delighted.
So Haraldsson managing to eclipse all the others but Novikov. What a start from the debutant. Looking really under control, but that's the man in the driving seat now.
Well, he better get out of the car because he's due with James and Eddie right now.
Oleksii, phenomenal performance there. First of all, how difficult is it to do a loading race at that speed in this sand?
Yes, you're right. Sanding is very, very hard and difficult to load in, and of course your legs pump, and it's really hard, much harder for Five's shields, and it's so heavy.
Made light work of it though, Eddie.
He definitely did. Oleksii, I want to talk about Europe's Strongest Man a month ago, second place. A little bit of a mishap, but I always say that failures put fire in your belly and you come back harder. How are you feeling coming into this off the back of Europe's Strongest Man?
We remember 2020, and I lose my first place to Paulo. It was Ukrainian Strongest Man 2020, and then I come back to World Strongest Man and win. Now I hope history repeats, and I can take my title and go to Ukraine with title.
Certainly started well. Many congratulations, Oleksii.
Thank you so much.
Well, the 2020 champion is off to a good start with his win here in the first event. Novikov finishing just seconds ahead of World's Strongest Man first-timers Haraldsson and Evans. Behind them, Stoltman, Bilton and El Masri.